What's up, YouTube? Knight's Edge here again. Got another quick little review for you today of a pretty cool little knife. This one is, trying to get the mount here to stop shaking around. This one is the Ozark Trail 7.5 inch folding knife. Another Ozark Trail, the white one, right? This one's a little bit different than the orange one, mainly the steel, but a little bit different on the contouring and stuff like that on the plastic. So thanks to Mr. Eddie for sending me this knife. Really appreciate that. And thanks to all my viewers, channel members, Patreons, everybody that watches. You guys are awesome. Hit the like button if you like the content. Subscribe if you want more of it. Really appreciate you guys. And without further ado, let's get into it. This one is the legendary, the infamous, I don't know, $5 Walmart folding knife. Not to be confused with the $10 Walmart folding knife. So let's go ahead and do what we normally do. We'll get into size comparison, specs, all that stuff. Get out the tape measure here. So tip of the blade into the handle, you're looking at 7.5 inches on the dot. For overall length, you're looking at 3 1/4, right to where the choil meets up with the handle scale right there. And edge length, sharpened edge length, right at, I'm wanting to call that right at 3 inches on sharpened edge length. Alright, get out the calipers here. They help I turn them on, zero them out. Alright, thickest part of the spine, blade stock thickness. I've got 98 thousandths there. Let's try another spot. 90 thousandths there. And right there I've got 94 thousandths. So right around in the 90 thousandths region, I guess. Let's see, behind the edge you're looking at right at 22.5 thousandths. Handle thickness 417 thousandths on the handle thickness. Alright, so that's all the lengths, widths, all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and get in some size comparisons here. Get out some of the usual suspects. There's your Ontario Knives Rat Model 1 and your Ontario Knives Rat Model 2. So kind of like in between, all right? Looks like the Rat 2 I think is 7 and the Rat 1 is 8, right? Let me double check that. Got a tape measure right here. No sense in wondering when you got a tape measure. No, 8.5, a little over 8.5 actually for the Rat 1. But in between the sizes of those two knives, nonetheless, let's go ahead and get out a couple more usual suspects. You got the Cold Steel Knives 8010, which pretty much dwarfs it. And then you got your Demco Knives 8020.5. That's the slicer variant. Pretty close overalls right there on overall length of the two. Maybe a tad more cutting edge. Pretty close on the 20.5 slicer there. Thickness of this bad boy, that's your thickness up against the 8010. We set them right next to each other, so you're looking at the thickness of both of them. 8010 still a little thicker. Alright, two more usual suspects. Got the Spyderco Knives Paramilitary 2 and your Spyderco Knives pair of 3. So kind of right in between, actually pretty close to the same. Maybe the pair of 3 is a little bit shorter and definitely a little less cutting edge on the pair of 3. Alright, let's do some more. Let's do some randoms here. You got let's see, we got the Tri-Stash sitting right here. I'll do that one. There's your Tri-Stash up next to it. And a couple more you'll see some reviews of this week. Or may have already seen them. I don't know. Depending on when I'm going to publish these. That is the Bestech Glock. Right there. Pawns his Tri-Stash back up. Let's see, a couple more. You got your Vosteed Knives Acorn. Pretty awesome little budget knife. Coincidentally about 10 times more expensive than the $5 Walmart folding knife. And that is your CJRB Pyrite Light. Really good budget knife. This one runs around 30 bucks. Only about 6 times the price, right? So if you've got a pyrite light and you want to feel bougie, get you one of these. Let's see, we'll do two more ones I got sitting around. This one's about to head out. This is the PMP Knives Big Boy XL, really large folding knife. And last but not least, that would be the brother, right? The other 7.5 inch folding knife. A little bit different blade shape. Got a couple of differences there as far as the blade shape goes. A couple of differences on the handle. I might do a video comparing the two. Might not. I don't know yet. I haven't made up my mind on that. Let me know in the comments. I mean, if anybody's out there is still watching by some chance, if you want a comparison between the orange one and the white one, let me know in the comments. I would be glad to do that. So, all right, that's pretty much it for size. Oh, no, two more. DeWalt framing hammer, right? And your USA made 8-inch crescent wrench. Those are staples of any good size comparison video, I think. All right, let's get out the scale here. Get a weight on this bad boy. I'll quit knocking around all the other knives I've got here. All right, so I'm gonna guess, I don't know, I'll probably say about 2.5, 2.8 maybe ounces. It's pretty light. Feels pretty light. 2.2, all right, a little bit less than I thought. So 2.2 ounces, definitely under the ounce and inch ratio. If you're worried about carrying a lightweight knife, this one is a lightweight knife. And they do have, believe it or not, it's not lined. But if you look in there, see those little squares, got a lot of plastic. It's kind of got a little bit of weight reduction, I guess. I don't know if Walmart decided to do weight reduction or not. Get out the old faded blue jeans here. Coincidentally, also from Walmart. There's your deep carry pocket clip. Still got a little bit sticking out there. Pocket clip works all right. Got a little bit of a bend in it. I don't know if it came like that or not. First time I'm actually noticing that. That's kind of crazy. A little bit of a bend right there in that pocket clip. Huh. I'll be damned. That's cool. Alright. I don't know why that's there. I don't know if it naturally comes like that. Normally I'd know stuff like that, but can't remember if it came like that or not. I don't think it did. I mean, I didn't do anything super crazy with it. Definitely used it a good little bit though. So you got a T8 on this one. Let's check out the pivot. That's a T8. Body screws. Got a T6 already rigged up on this one. My NAFS driver here, T6. So T8 on the pivot. Not a single-sided captive pivot. The screws are not countersunk. You can still see them sticking up a little bit in there. I'll get close to it. So T6 on the pocket clip, T6 on the body screws, and T8 on the pivot. Alright, that's it for specs, hardware, overall size comparisons and everything. Now thoughts on this one. This one's pretty, it's not bad, like ergonomically, especially whenever you take in consideration it's a $5 knife. I know I kept saying that in my $10 Ozark trail review, but this one for a $5 knife, not bad at all. That's not steel liners in there, right? So you got pretty much plastic with some little cartridge liners, I guess you could call that. So it will definitely bend and stuff like that. That's not really that big of a deal unless you're doing some kind of hard use with it. But as far as like everyday tasks, I don't really see too much of an issue with that. No flat right here. It'd be cool if you had a flat right there, but you can kind of choke up on it a little bit. That's not extremely uncomfortable or anything. Doesn't win any awards as far as ergonomics goes, but not too bad. Choke back right here. You actually got a little bit of tooth jimping right there if you decide to put your thumb right here. They don't have any on the spine of the blade. The steel on this is stainless. That's all it says. Couldn't find any other information on it. Just stainless. So it might be surgical stainless. It might be 9-8 CR, which I doubt it. 440 A, B, I don't know. But it just says stainless steel. Now I can tell you, Definitely does not hold that great of an edge. I did a few cuts with it, not too much. Opened a couple packages, I guess, and cut a little bit of rope, but not too intensive, nothing crazy. But after doing that, it will still cut a little bit, right? So you kind of see it could probably use a decent strop, but it will still do a little bit of slicing. And I mean, steel cutting paper is in a lot of people's book not anywhere near dull, right? So a lot of people use the heck out of their pocket knives so they get extremely dull, and then that's what they call dull. To me, you know, what I just saw just now, I would probably want to kind of hone it, maybe at least strop it and see if that kind of brings the edge back to life. But again, it's kind of a mystery steel. It's a stainless steel. That could be surgical stainless. It could be anything, you know. It could be Reynolds wrap. Who knows? But yeah. So no back spacer in here. Got barrel spacers. The action on it. This is a crossbar lock. Pull it back, and it closes. Not especially extremely snappy or anything, but it will draw it back whenever you pull that crossbar back. Spine whack test. No issues with the spine whack. Blade play, a little bit of blade play side to side. You could probably get that out if I just adjusted it a little bit. Let's see. Still got a little bit of play. A little bit. Centering, let's see how the centering is on this. Centering's actually, it's not dead center, but it's not terrible. Alright, so centering's not too terrible on it. And still got a minor amount of blade play, but not too much. So overall, man, for $5, I don't think that's a bad deal at all for $5. I don't feel like it's a clone. You know, it doesn't have like the Benchmade logo on it. I don't feel like it's a, there's a bunch of these Chinese made knives. CJRB does them, Civivi does them, Sincut, you know, the budget line of Knives. There's a lot of companies that do knives just like this, and none of them, to my knowledge, charge $5. So for what it is, for a Chinese made budget knife, and not really breaking any, you know, not really innovating as far as design and stuff like that. We've seen this design hundreds of times. Not really innovating as far as the lock or the ergonomics or the materials even. This is plastic. This is stainless steel. Yeah, so for what it is, I think $5, I mean, you could get 10 of these and still only spend $50 and throw one, you know, throw one in your bag, throw one in your glove box, throw one in the console of your truck, put two in pocket, and you're still well under spending what you'd spend on even a good budget knife. So that's something to keep in mind. Now this is the Acorn, the Vosteed Acorn, awesome knife, and this one runs around $50. I'm wanting to say LC200N. Great action, fun to fidget with, just all around an awesome knife. This is a really good one, but it does cost about 10 times as much as the $5 Walmart knife. This one 6 times as much, and this is a Pyrite Light. Pretty neat design, pretty handy little knife, I'd say. Really ergonomic, really slicey, but it is 6 times more. So if you want something that you can just beat around and, you know, you're not really dependent on it to, you know, to do any kind of hard use or anything like that, not really like a knife you want to hold on to pass down, you know, through the generations, you know, or anything like that, not really too bad, you know, for a $5 knife, I don't think. That's all relative, right? Price is relative. Some people spend $5, $10 on a knife, they're good for 10 years, you know. Some people spend $500 on a knife and they're good for 10 minutes. So it just depends on what you're looking for, I guess. So anyway, that's pretty much it, y'all. Appreciate everybody watching. Thank you so much for Mr. Eddie for sending this to me. And don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys on the next one.